Hey guys, what's up here? And today I'm going to be ranking every single Chief armor in Halo throughout the games and media. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting off, we're going to go with Halo Combat Evolved, the very first game of the Halo series where Chief has made his debut in pretty much every video game, like topic video ever. I mean, when you think about the Master Chief in Halo, what do you usually associate him with? The first game, so his clean stature and like designed by Marcus Little in 2001 is very iconic. It's very clean. It's very like 2000s era, like in the genre of like FPS shooters when people were doubting that they weren't much of a narrative gaming like Half-Life and all. But soon, when Halo and Half-Life came out, they really changed the structure of this, like the iconography. I think that's a word in Halo. So yeah, pretty much his armor is pretty sharp. It's pretty clean. I like the 2001 aesthetics. I think it goes really hard. Not to mention that usually, like given like at the time, people weren't sure of like who Master Chief was. They just see him at first glance and say, "Ooh, green man, green soldier man shooting aliens," and that's pretty much what I think about Halo Combat Evolved Chief for the time being. I think he's very iconic. He's still recognizable. Still has that 2001 vibe era. So with that in mind, given to the conclusion and everything, I'm gonna have to give him a amazing tier. Absolutely iconic, very visual looking. I don't think anybody can beat this. Moving on to Halo 2, this is where his armor design is definitely in like the peak era, you know. This is like his upgrade visual from Mark 5 to Mark 6. It's absolutely stunning. I love the fidelity and like the lighting on his armor. It's very iconic. In like 2004 era again. For the original Xbox, I think Chief looks really cool. He looks really amazing. Absolutely stunning. I don't think if you like show this photo to anybody, they won't down recognize that that's Master Chief right there. That's like his peak form, you know, and just like I don't know, like the upgrade from Mark 5 to Mark 6 is very like aesthetically pleasing. Like he's more like angular and more like sci-fi looking rather than just like a cuffed previous design. So with that, I'm gonna have to give him the peak male fantasy tier. I don't think anybody can undoubtedly argue that Halo Chief doesn't look bad, you know. For Halo 3, at first thoughts, I thought Chief looked pretty good. I mean, the transition from the original Xbox to the 360 is really stellar and awesome looking visually and aesthetically. He looks like the same. It's kind of like the same philosophy of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think they did a really good job at the marketing with his like visual return and everything, still keeping that like iconic fidelity and just like, you know, overall the chiefness of his armor, his Mark 6 Gen 2 Gen 1. So for that, I'm going to have to put him in the awesome tier or the cool tier actually. Yeah, I think he looks pretty cool. For the next entry, I'm going to be talking about Arby and the Chief, which is a cultural classic in mid to late 2000s YouTube machinima. Like, if you weren't around on the internet, like in 2008 or 7 or whatever, you probably have seen Arby and the Chief and just like John Graham, like playing with his like figurines. This is the Halo 3 doll, the figurine, I think. Yeah, this is the Halo 3 figurine that came in merchandise. So it's the same thing, but I just thought I'd put it in here because I thought it was pretty funny, you know, just like the classic, like early 2000s culture internet phenomenon of just using Microsoft Sam for Chief's voice and just like the absurd, like stupidity of RB and the Chief, which makes it good, like, which makes it like funny in the first place, after all, with like early 2000s culture and like the 360 era. And so, yeah, I thought that'd be really funny to put in here. So, for RB and the Chief, I'm gonna put him in the Chief category because that's what he is. He's just the Chief. I mean, that's what I gotta put him in. For Halo Legends, this is absolutely like amazing. Like when you think of Halo anime, you don't usually think of anything other than Halo Legends. And honestly, like his Mark IV era, like his presentation of them showing like his early armor before Mark V, I actually thought it looks pretty badass. It looks really freaking cool. The animation and fidelity and like visual wise goes really hard. I mean, this is like the most phenomenal entertainment ever media and like in Halo games ever, and just like having to include him on the list is pretty cool. So I'm gonna put him in the peak male fantasy. I think it's awesome. Halo 2 par levels of awesomeness. For Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, now this is where I'm gonna have a hot take. It's gonna be a okay. Hear me out. I don't think the game is visually bad, as everybody likes to trash it. You know, with like what Saber Interactive was given with like reusing Halo Reach assets. I honestly think Halo CEA Chief looks pretty cool. I mean, like aesthetically pleasing, he looks pretty much the same, like in a modern setting at the time. At the time for 2011, I don't think he looks bad. Definitely one of my favorite underrated armor pieces. I'm gonna put him in the cool tier. Yeah, I think he looks pretty cool next to Halo 3. For Halo 4 Forward Unto Dawn, I'm gonna have to say I think this Chief's Armor Edition is visually really good on like the same par with Halo Legends. I think Halo Legends and Halo 4 Forward Unto Dawn really did a good job showing his Mark IV era of like armor. Like it's not too bulky, it's not too lean, it's just like that middle ground, you know, of like showing his like stoicness, his awesomeness, his like just like I don't know, it's just pretty cool to think about it. I mean, I'm pretty much like when I saw this, I thought he looked really good. Like at first glance, nothing too bad or whatever. I think he looks pretty much what do you expect him like in the early years of the Human Covenant War, and I think they did a really good job like with the real life presentation of giving him that like appealing and like visual iconic fidelity. Like if I would have say like make another live action Halo game, I'd say like I would love to see a Mark V Chief, you know, CE like in that levels. But yeah, Forward Unto Dawn, I'm gonna have to put him in the amazing tier. Yeah, amazing. He looks really cool. I recommend it. Halo 4. Another hot take I have visually of just hear me out. I don't think his armor looks bad, you know, with the whole freaking nanomachines like explanation that the internet likes to meme on because of given of how his like Gen 2 armor went into like in fact with like from Halo 3 to Halo 4. I don't think it looks bad visually. I think people just don't like the entirely like clean sci-fi aesthetics of Halo 4. They try to make it really grounded, which I will commend them that. I honestly think that Halo 4 Chief looks pretty cool. I mean, what is there to say about him? I mean, he's just Halo 4 Chief. I mean, I think there's like a group of people that visually love Halo 4 Chief, and I'm like one of them, you know. I don't think he looks entirely bad or entirely ugly. I think they just made him a lot bulkier, a lot like menacing though, with like given the armor like in the game, you know. The hexagonal shapes and his like undersuit looks pretty cool. I mean, yeah, I mean for that I'm gonna have to put him in the cool tier along with everyone else. I think it looks pretty cool. All right, here comes my favorite Halo 2 Anniversary. I mean, this is the most beautiful and like gorgeous Chief I've ever seen in his rendition. Like to take what was already peak in like 2004 Chief and like up the graphics, clean them off like with the new hardware and gen and the software. I mean, I honestly think he looks stellar. Like no other person can contest with Halo 2 Anniversary Chief. I mean, just look at him. He looks so cool and amazing. Like, who doesn't love that? Like, this is visually, like, the best thing Blur Studios has ever done. And I really commend them for that. So, with that in mind, I'm going to put him in the Halo 2 Anniversary Chief tier. Yeah, he gets his own tier just for being that. Halo 5. Now, this is a tricky one because I'm going to put both Poncho Chief and Halo 5 Chief on here. I think Poncho Chief looks really cool. I mean, it's a shame we never get to see him in like any other forms of Halo media with like the marketing and like everything and all that. I would love to see a Poncho Chief cosmetic or like customization return in future Halo games. I think he looks really cool in a poncho. I mean, that's not something that many were willing to say, but yeah, that's what the internet calls him. They just call him Poncho Chief with the Obi-Wan Kenobi robe. I honestly think it's a missed opportunity to like have that cosmetic in Halo 5, but at least we like get to know that there exists a time where we get to see Chief in like a robe or whatever. I honestly think he doesn't look too bad, and the cracked visor looks pretty like cool. Well, regardless of that fight between Spartan, Locke, and Chief. And for Halo 5 Chief, what we saw in the game, I think he visually looks a lot cleaner and more militaristic green from his Halo 4 counterpart. They definitely like cleaned him up a little bit, given Halo 4 was the first time we saw like Chief in like the Reclaimer Saga era. I honestly think he doesn't look too bad. He looks really smooth, clean slate. I like the Gen 2 like aesthetics upgrade like that you see in Chief. He looks like he got like a brand new armor. And yeah, I honestly think Halo 5 Chief looks pretty cool. I would have loved to have him in the multiplayer, like for your armor and all that. But with the new blue team operation coming in Halo Infinite, everyone's gonna definitely wear Halo 4 5 Chief now finally. So yeah, that's gonna be cool. So for this, I'm gonna put him in the cool tier with Halo 4 as well. Yeah, I think Halo 4 and 5 Chief, Poncho Chief, they look really cool. That's about it. Halo Mega Bloks. Yeah, it's Halo Mega Bloks, so I'm not sure where to put him in, so I guess I'll just put him in the Chief category along with Arby and the Chief. Halo Infinite. Alright, now we're here at the end of the list. We're almost coming up to close. I honestly think that the devs did a really good job at mixing between like old and new Chief. For like old, he's got like that visual like angular appearance from like Halo 2 and 3. Like he looks pretty iconic. And then Halo like Reclaimer Saga, they made him a lot bulkier and like a lot bigger. And like they try to like combine both like old and modern Halo aesthetics into Chief's armor, which I think they did a really good job. This is like the best rendition of Chief like in the past like decade or so that we've ever seen in a Halo game. I honestly think that they should keep him the way he is. I honestly think they shouldn't change what's not broken. I mean, he looks really good. He looks really iconic. He's still got that like energy to him, that like legendary status quo and everything. So for that, I'm gonna have to put Halo Infinite Chief in the peak male fantasy tier. Yeah, this is really cool.